Hello everybody, it's vanburman here. Welcome back to another video, and we're going to be playing some Roadwarden today. Make sure I'm pronouncing it right. So sometimes when I'm bored, I have a look on CD Keys to see if there's anything new on there, because usually pretty good prices. Not sponsored, by the way, but do feel free to check them out because they are pretty good. And yeah, came across this little indie game. I think it's very expensive, about £7 or £6 or something. Ended up paying for it, and it's like a medieval fantasy RPG thing. Like, I gather, like, meant to be quite hard, I guess, or like brutal in terms of like choices and stuff. That's my interpretation of it at this point, anyway. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to giving it a go. So yeah, join me for the first bit. We'll see how it pans out. I'm not sure how long the playthroughs are. Guess it depends how well I do. But let me know if you get this reference. Ow. And we'll start. Oh, dear. So here it is, Roadwarden, and I need to make a change because I turned the music down. So, as you can see, it is like pixel art based, which always goes down really well with me anyway. And the great news is, if you've got a GTX 260, you can play this as the minimum requirements, or a 5450, I think, from a Radeon. So yeah, run on anything is basically what we're trying to say, but can't actually say that, I suppose. I'm hoping that they have tested it out on that hardware. Anyway, never mind. There's going to be a lot of choices and a lot of me speaking, so hopefully my microphone sounds alright. Yeah, okay, let's go for it. Anyway, everyone knows to stay away from the wilderness. Most people would never risk a lonely journey. Roadwardens not only accept the struggle, they embrace it. They deliver messages, assist merchants, burn human corpses. Okay, and if possible, get rid of the beasts and the highwaymen. Live on the road, die young. I imagine that's what's going to happen to me, or retire early. It's a dangerous job, but a respectable one, and it pays well. Yeah, okay. I mean, if we've decided to go for it, let's just go, right? Oh, what's this in terms of time limits then? I don't know. I guess we'll go with standard, and then maybe I could play casual off camera, because that's what I tend to do, and I'll probably be better equipped for it in terms of having a bit more of a relaxed time. I do need to turn the music down a tad though. There we go. Okay, the wall is still standing. There are no wolves around, no stench of blood. Good signs. Okay, this should be the place you're looking for. You were supposed to meet a group of soldiers, but you hear no voices, no sounds of labour. The gate is ajar, but the camp isn't safe. It may keep away the goblins and pebblers. What are pebblers? But not beast folk nor trolls. And the night is near. Your palfrey breathes on its horse. Breathes heavily. It's had a long day. Should we just go in? I'm just going to go in. Your heavy boots. I know I've got heavy boots now. Hit the ground, and the pain of the long ride finally catches up with you. You stretch out, bring your backs. My backs. Do I have more than one back? And legs comfort. All you want now is a table, a decent chair, a nice mug of beer, and some warm stew. With any luck, your axe won't be needed here. So I have an axe as well. And I have vitality. Okay, go on then, get ready to walk in. If it's a military camp, it doesn't look the part. Plenty of wasted space. The fire pit is cold. Two people are sitting at the table, tired and disheartened. They're looking in different directions, paying no attention to one another. One of them is holding a cup. Okay. It takes a few breaths to glance in your direction. The first person greets you over his hand. There are bags under his eyes. His beard is messy. Despite a simple shirt, he's wearing durable, decent boots. A mace with a head covered in iron, hangs at his side, but he doesn't reach for it. Check the second soul. She's just like you. She's wearing a gambeson. But hers is a bit loose, as if she took it off a corpse. Her head is shaven, as if she's protecting herself from flesh-eating bugs. Oh gosh. Her eyes are wary, yet kind, as she smiles. Considering the squad was sent here half a year ago, these two surely look the part, though there should be more of them. 8, you believe. Let them speak first. It's nice to see an unharmed. Well, I said unarmed then. I'm guessing. In this godforsaken... Yep. This makes me just a tiny bit hopeful. The bearded man's voice is strong, yet timid. You'll be staying the night with us, I guess. We're soldiers here now, adds the armoured woman. Her moment switches from half asleep to relaxed. We'll do our best to keep the camp safe, but if you were to take the first watch, it would be a huge help. Travellers ought to help each other, wouldn't you say? You think for a moment, to fully rest, you'd need a good sleep. Can I not have a last watch? Because they could just rob me and run off, right? Okay. Fine. So we're taking first watch. I don't remember last time they had more than half a night's sleep. The man flashes you with a wide smile. It's easy to wake us up, just yell. Ask them about their lieutenant. Be friendly, distanced, intimidating. I guess I'd want to be neutral, right? Yep. Okay, that's obviously one that helps. Okay, yeah. Just the sword at her side and rests a hand on the hilt. Her shoulders are straight, her eyes are attentive. It'd be me, traveller. Oh, okay. That's fine then. I took you for a wayfarer, to be honest. When you maybe I should have asked first where the lieutenant is. Never mind. When you mentioned that your mount is waiting outside, she raised an eyebrow. Shouldn't you unsaddle it? I bet it's tired. She glanced at the gate and her companion. Her voice drops in the slightest sign of weariness. I expect you're looking for directions. I'll help you as much as I can. She reaches out to you. Lieutenant. Tulia. Right? Shake a hand. Don't shake a hand. It may be a trap. Oh, what shall people call me? Well, I'm not going to put too much stock into this particular character, so they will be called... Oh gosh, Dave. A disposable name that has been used in many playthroughs. Sorry, Dave. Her grasp is confident. The shake is slight. Just keep your horse away from the tents. She steps away. We don't need to smell its dung. There's this one issue. The soldier in the shirt also raises to his feet. We have no tent to spare. You have to use a blanket or something. Okay, I enjoy observing the stars, apparently. You walk through the gate, your mount looks around, snorts anxiously. Not many humans could ride a horse. It's not only taller than you, but also bulky. As heavy as it is strong. You can get in the saddle within a single breath, but most people wouldn't know where to even begin. From every side, it's a wall of flesh. Okay, my horse is pretty big. Horses were brought to the Dragonwoods from the conquest in the south. They can trot for a long time, but won't outrun some of the local monsters. Your palfrey needs you to survive, but without it, you too would be lost. It's my only companion here. I wanted to feel at ease. Yes. Takes a few steps towards you, scolding you for another snort. You scratch the bottom of its neck with strength and confidence, just the way it likes it. Humans see useful animals, even pets, as monsters in disguise. Getting emotionally attached to them is believed to lead humans to the doom. Yeah, okay. Look, can't we not name our horse? No? Okay. You end up next to the fire pit. Removing the saddle makes the horse nicker with relief. I presume that's the right word. You take a couple of minutes to examine its back, just in case when riding the equipment is not that heavy for such a strong animal. Though with time it starts to chafe. You wish it had something better to eat than this shabby grass. I should look for an inn. I don't know where that is. I mean, look for an inn eventually, but for tonight we are where we are, aren't we? You haven't bought many things, and you lost one of the snacks while fleeing the Crimson Corpse Eaters. Oh gosh, they sound like a barrel of laughs. Worst of all, you have no rope left. But maybe the soldiers could share one. Shouldn't cost more than a dragon bone. Is that the currency? I don't know. Aside from the travel set, you own a few valuable possessions essential for your trade. So there's fighter. I spent my savings on decent combat equipment. I have a fine gambeson, an axe made of steel. Well, they already told me I have an axe, so I think they will have an axe, yeah. And a reliable crossbow with quarrels. Okay, nice. I have talismans that help me use my powers, as well as an iron axe and a worn gambeson. A scholar, I carry writing instruments. Alchemical? Oh gosh, I've been really butchered that, haven't I? Anyway, the ingredients as well as an iron axe, one gambeson, and a healing potion. I don't know if I know this. Fighter, easier timing. It's the best class for RPG beginners. Okay. You know what, go on then, we'll be a fighter. For now. Open your inventory to see your possessions, and because I can't pronounce alchemical? Yeah, I don't know. Armor is 3 out of 4. That's pretty good then, to be fair. 2 food rations, 5 coins, gambeson, travel set. Oh yeah, I got crossbow as well, haven't I? That's not too bad, to be fair. Your water skin isn't pierced. The spare clothes are still here, just in case you take a look at your wooden bowl and mud, your cape, your tinderbox, bandages, food rations, knife, nothing special or too cumbersome. From time to time, your routine helps you avoid mistakes, but this doesn't make it any more exciting. Yes, well, good to check that you've got your stuff, I suppose. They're at the table again, observing your beast and chatting amongst themselves. Your stomach growls at the sight of them eating out their wooden bowls. One more wooden bowl was at a previously unused end of the table. You can sit down on a tree log. I thank them for the meal, but I don't want to eat with them. I sit down and ask. She's focused and chooses her words carefully. She looks away only when she gathers her thoughts. I'm afraid I can tell you less than I would like to, and less than I should. Weird, okay. As you can see, there's not a lot of us left. At the beginning of summer, there were 8 of us, including our previous lieutenant. 5 are dead, and 1 has run away in tears. We're also strangers in this land. That's her companion. Man leans forward, his leg shakes nervously. He sounds like a kid asking a bard to sing one more storyteller joke or do a magic trick. Whatever it is to escape the boredom. His untrimmed beard. I love it, isn't there? Love describing this guy's beard. I don't know what his eyes look like or his hair. Or do I know what his hair looks like? I don't know. Hides a much younger face than you originally thought. What do the officials tell you? I expect not that much. No soul governs these land. I share what I consider to be relevant. Okay. Yep. How little guidance I've received, since the area is too far away from Hovlarven? I don't know. Pronounce it however I want, I suppose. To keep it under control. You are warned that it's untamed and unknown. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the point, isn't it? Who knows how many villages, bandits, or monsters may be found in these unmapped hills and forests. From time to time, new people come here looking for boundless opportunities. Most of them never return. Do they turn into walking corpses, or find what they're looking for? Yeah, no soul could tell me. 2 nourishment, that's not particularly great, but never mind. She drinks from a cup and crosses her legs, ankle on knee. Seeing her chair makes you doubt she'll ever find a comfortable position. Okay. Where shall we start? Shall we go with rope first? Make sure I get my rope. You're in luck. Show some of the credits moves to the side. Revealing a rope, she brings it back. Nonchalantly sits down a chair. Take it. I was planning to leave it behind. Oh, you know what? It's free and it's a fine one. So I should offer some food in return. Okay, well, whatever. For now, you leave the rope on the table. Okay. Should I ask about the mission? I think that might be quite important, I guess. You know, the usual, making the road safe, keeping people alive. What they've tried to accomplish, I can't really tell you. Let's just say it would have been nice to have a reliable outpost somewhere nearby, a place where you can always find a group of fighters willing to protect you in the name of the law. Still as I head back. Now, have you got any other questions? Oh, gosh, that's not great, is it? Anything I should know about this camp? The story is brief. Some merchants built the camp to have an extra stop for mules and donkeys just between the inn and the southern villages. There's plenty of grass here and a pond nearby. When the peninsula grew more dangerous, the camp stood abandoned, from time to time serving as a shelter for travellers. The bandits came here in spring, further paralysing the exchange of information between the northern and southern settlements. Since the highwaymen are no more, the situation may reverse. Time will tell. You can sleep here wherever you want. The man concludes their tale, though don't expect to wake up without pain in your back. Okay, I mean, if you knew me, where would you go next? The soldier answers quickly to the inn, of course, and grabs his empty mug. The one northwest from here. If you can't afford the room, the main hall is free of charge. The locals rarely gather there. The northern road is much more travelled, but hunters will tell you about this and that. You'll have a chance to introduce yourself to the innkeeper. Okay, fair enough. Avoid cheap jokes. Stick to trade. Don't waste his time. Show him that you can be relied upon. The peninsula and the Roadwarden. Oh gosh, okay. I'll tell you what I know, and you'll be the judge, says the lieutenant. How long did it take to get here from the city? On a decent pelfrey, I guess that would be 3-4 days. When you confirm, she continues. From here, you can reach the coast in about a day, as long as you don't make any stops. Do you know the situation? Why no ships can get there? You nod. The sea route allows Hovlarven officials to keep in touch with the coastal villages, collect taxes, move the soldiers, collect lumber, deliver tools. But maintaining order on a wild coast such as this one is like filling the ocean depths with coins. Because of the rocks, you can hardly stop a ship 5 miles from the shore, and boats can't get much closer. Okay. I don't know much about fishing, but there's not that many people living by the shore, and they don't crave to stay in touch with the city folk. No soul from the north ever came to the camp, but when we travelled to the roadside inn, Pelt of the North, they're happy to trade and play dice. Why not just stay at one of those settlements? I mean, you know, we're to guard this road. This camp is our post, and well, the lieutenant says, don't take this the wrong way, Dave. That's me. Are you a devout soul? Oh, okay, that's interesting. I guess this is for the tutorial section, isn't it? Trying to define what class I am, where my religion lies, that sort of thing. I guess that's why I've got to ask those certain questions. I don't really know what this means in terms of, you know, pagan, a fellowship, an order of truth, or the United Church. The threat of nature and dark magic. For many years I've supported the monastery that does its best to advance spiritual growth, artistry, herbalism and magical research. From a small village, for me the freedom of Shell Numa, I don't think I know what that word is, and soul are the main virtues of life. My community is unique and independent, and so are its members. I have strong connection to nature and spirits, follow the path of my ancestors' beliefs. Some of my beliefs may be considered sinister and treacherous by the city folk. There's no evidence of the right's existence, and all the mystical tales are explained by magic. No, I am not. Okay, no, we'll go with. I heard that most Roadwardens drift away from the churches. Doesn't matter to me, to neither of us, I think. As a lieutenant, peeping at her companion, I just want to make sure I won't step on any touchy subjects. Okay, I guess I'll get in the truth now, which is nice. The people here, disquieting. Every few words she taps the table with her finger. Their traditions won't help them negotiate with the officials here. She starts to draw lines in the index with her index finger as if she's pointing to an invisible map. The peninsula is connected with roads like a big circle. In the northwest, you'll find a weird village at a bog. A weird village, okay. It's not exactly pagan, I don't think. Even has a priest who claims to be an eremite. You nod, she means a fellowship, okay. They do crazy stuff. Her companion chips in. They use the dead to cut down trees. What? And dig in soil. One side. Oh. It's like necromancy and stuff. That's unnerving. You've heard such tales as this once since you were a child. If isolated settlements manage to survive out of city's influence, its customs and traditions grow more and more alien. Every generation learns how to adapt to the dangerous conditions they have to deal with. And the rustic pagan traditions muddy their river of faith. The United Church often warns its members about the crazy druids, necromancers, and blood mages, the bringers of doom, the traitors to mankind. Were you able to speak with the necromancers? I mean, I probably maybe should have asked some of the other questions, but that was the, like the most interesting one, I think, to go with. You can see they were not eager to go there. You can see why we're not eager to go there if we could avoid it. Maybe they'll be more welcoming to a road warden. The roads are dangerous with little to no shelters. People need your help. The man in the shirt turns a bit and points a finger to the northwest. If you're heading to the undead village, you'll get to an inn first and soon. Pelt of the North is a safe place. You can talk with the innkeeper. Yeah, I think that's where we're going. Any monsters, all sorts of beasts, goblins, treants, large cats, large and small. Oh, nice cats. Yeah. Runners, howlers, wolves, spiked boars, mouflon eaters, whatever they are, griffins. Oh gosh, we managed to stay away. Some could catch up with most mounts. Their powerful should be fine. The trees are so tall, the flying creatures keep to the coast and the mountains. There's not that many humans around, and animals are busy fighting amongst themselves. They fight more for food than territory. So autocorrect them. Don't provoke them and ride fast. Just count on luck. Okay. And last thing I need to ask about is the previous road wardens, right? Aren't you a bit late for a rescue mission? We haven't heard from him in almost half a year. Okay, well, dead or captured then. The soldiers speak for a bit between themselves, trying to get their story straight. They confirm that he had stopped by their camp a few times, but showing up all in early summer. So something's going on there then. The bearded soldier starts to scratch the table with the tip of his knife without looking at you. And don't remember his voice, always busy, drowning in things to take care of. He would sit somewhere, sharpen his sword, fix his loud mail, clean clothes, write notes on that wax tablet of his. Yep, and leave at dawn. Unlike us, Asteron never gets bored. Who's that then? Is that the old guy? He's secretive, but some of the locals speak about him warmly. Maybe he just doesn't like us. Sounds as if you're not sure if he's dead or not. If anyone knows, they won't tell us. Maybe someone is keeping in a basement. The man carves with passion. We haven't seen him or his saurian. I don't know what that is. Something ate them. I bet. Like a mount or something. The officials hired you, right? They don't expect him to return. Yeah, of course. Richer road wardens often use four-legged, meat-eating saurians. I don't know what a saurian is. They have to be tamed and trained since they're hatching. But unlike horses, they can easily defend themselves from many monsters. Oh, okay. Like a griffin type thing? I actually don't even know. Might be worth looking up. Do you know what he was looking for? Neither of us had any insight into his dealings. My predecessor left me no clues. We also look at Astron's stuff. Wait, as she raises open farm, I almost forgot. She stands up and heads to a nearby tent. He has kids in a village near Hovlarven. I was planning on to take all these things there. A pouch, a second spear, a decent bow, some potions. Quite a treasure. But I would much prefer bringing them the truth about their father. Okay. That seems fine. We've hired a messenger to ask the commanders for further orders since she hasn't returned and you know nothing about her. She either ran away or something happened to her. We're meant to stay here until fall. What do you think? Come see us, tell us what you've learned about the man, and we'll go back to Hovlarven together. You think about your real mission. You are planning to return to Hovlarven in the early fall. Anyway, if he's alive, I don't think he's going to be happy about me taking all of his possessions. Yeah. But he's considered dead. I doubt he'd begrudge you anything. And who knows, you may just find his shell lying on the roadside tomorrow. He wears mail, uses a spear, mostly. Maybe 5 feet tall, but stout. Long, red beard, short. Sounds a bit like a dwarf. Rarely smiles. She goes to her companion, but after he adds nothing, she sits down, stretched out her legs. So find out what happened to him. Dead, alive, left. Just let me know. Okay. Cool. Are you sure? We may not be around the next time you come here. Yeah, it's fine. I don't want to pry. I asked you a lot of questions. And you may do better than Asteron did. Stay vigilant. She winks at you, shattering the mask of a soldier. Thank you for your help. You go to the barrel and splash water on your face, which makes you even more aware of how much you need a bath. After the night, it'll only get worse. Your horse is already napping, still too anxious to lay down. Prepare for my watch. Just observe the area. There's plenty of griffins around, though they won't try to jump over the palisade, probably. Better watch out for the apes. They climb up and carry out food. Any food they can, sorry. And this one's really loud. Weirleek. Weirleek? I don't know. Gosh knows. Anyway, that keeps smelling the wall, although it never tried to get in. Points at the gate. Lieutenant and I will block the entrances. They're quite heavy, so if anyone comes here looking for shelter, better call us out to help. And if someone's being chased by wolves or anything, better throw them the rope instead. Okay, fair enough. He scratches his head. If it gets cold, feel free to make a fire in the best place on the watchtower. You may want to put a blanket there or something. I can't see a watchtower on here. He points. Oh, this bit. Okay, great. We have a great view of the northern side, the more dangerous side. I know you're tired after all that riding. He points to the tent on the other side of the camp. I can handle a couple hours sleep on the ground if you wish. Go there after me and rest. Just this once. At least have a pallet inside. Yes. Okay. Thank you. You put your blanket on the tallest crate and sit down. The night is warm, but the sporadic. Oh, nice change of music there. Oh, what's this? Okay, appearance. From time to time, your back aches, and you have to force yourself to keep your eyes open. Like this. The light of the moon helps you focus on the tall grasses. For most of the time, you spot smaller critters and birds, but there are exceptions. At one point, you see a 3-horned deer. You see three-horned deers, I guess? I don't know. Try and challenge one another before they clash their antlers. A 2-legged dragonling appears, leading its much smaller offspring. The fury beasts try to intimidate the predators with roars and aggressive head movements, I guess. After a few moments, both sides walk away slowly, not wanting to risk the fight, nor to admit their defeat. Okay, keep looking. You hear the death screams of distant prey, the mating calls of monkeys, runners are chasing a grey hare, a group of musk oxen lazily chew the grass, preparing themselves to sleep. A dusk fox is running together with a lynx, making playful screeches. Thankfully, you never have to intervene. You just sit there watching the not-so-distant forest, trying to outlast your sleepiness. You can only guess how much time has passed. Once you feel you've had enough, you climb down and go to the tent, waking up the bearded man. With just a couple of words, you confirm that nothing important has happened. Gather my things, squeeze into the tent. I use my bag as a pillow, put my blanket on the pallet, and cover myself with my cloak. Sleeping in a tent is not the stuff of dreams, but it's much welcomed rest. The pallet keeps the cold soil away. Ooh. The moonlight saves the outside world from eerie gloom. You listen to your own breath and find a comfortable position. Your job starts tomorrow. Well, gosh. What a way, eh? New journey, entry, explore the peninsula. The Merchant Guild wants to take control of this realm. Your warning duties are secondary. First and foremost, you need to explore the peninsula. Learn about the territory, resources and threats. Get to know the locals, and if you can, convince them to consider negotiations with Hovlarman officials and traders. Could the tribes resist the soldiers or be a threat to the priests of the United Church? Are there any forbidden practices that need to be eradicated, such as blood magic, necromancy, robbery or slavery? Okay. At least I have time, 40 days to be exact. I need to be as thorough as I can. Once you finish your reconnaissance, you should speak with Tulia and return to Hovlarm, and there you report back to your employers and get your reward. In the meantime, you have your own goal to pursue. Okay, so I get to pick what my goal is, as well as all the other stuff, which I've already forgotten. So that's great. I'm sure it won't be a problem, though. I need to gather some extra coins so I can help a person I care about. I need to gather extra coins so I can retire early. Connections amongst local leads, I'll use them to become a major player in the Merchants Guild. I want to be remembered as the soul who brought peace and order to this realm, a hero. I want to help people make this region safer for the locals and newcomers alike. I need to find a new life for myself, have a difficult past, and I want it to be forgotten. I don't know what Dave would need to do, to be fair. Go on then. Coin to retire early. Because I don't know if that really... You could do that whenever, can't you? You didn't have to do that in this 40 days and make a good start. And that would be acceptable, I suppose. Your half-asleep senses are catching up with the sound of the wild forest. Your instincts keep you alert and anxious, though the pleasant, humid, late summer air evens it out slowly. You're thinking about your goal, but you need to gather your strength. All you can do now is rest, so let's hit the sleep button. You spend the night in a borrowed tent. It's nothing special, but it will protect you from the wind and rain, and the ground won't be painfully hard nor cold. Okay. So I am very hungry, and I'm a dirty boy. We can go out the northern gate this time. You're woken up by sunlight, well rested and ready. Without haste, you gather your things. Only a couple of breaths, you notice a weird smell, like a roast. No, burning meat. Burning, rotten meat. Disgust causing to your conscience. You may exit the tent. Your horse is looking around nervously. Your bags are where you had left them. You see an open gate. Go outside to see what's happening. Both soldiers standing near a humble pyre. The man in the shirt looks at it contemplatively. Tulia is the first one to address you. Dave, she gives you a nod. We've used the horse manure for the flames, so don't worry about cleaning it up. You'll see a corpse amongst the flames. It's impossible to tell if it belongs to a male or a female, but it was an adult. The burning process won't be on for a couple more hours. A traveller or an undead? The latter. A young one. She lacked the pneumora to understand that she couldn't get inside the camp without climbing. I stabbed her with a spear from a safe distance. She sifts her weight. One more fog and she'd be a real threat. Even now it took a couple of hits to knock her down. Sooner or later, every human shell wakes up, gaining more strength with each soul it devours, and each moment it spends in the fogs. Burning the dead is not just a religious practice, it's also it's a necessity. Soldiers, priests, village mayors, even roadwardens making a large pyre takes a lot of time, but it saves lives. Okay, cool. So they call this undead a she. Most unites. Hesitate to do so. Okay, time for me to leave. Running away from the reek. But yes, I am going to do that. Find us here if you need to, or if you want to know what happened, or if you learn what happened to Astrion, there's enough ground here for you to rest. Safe travels. These words make you stop. An old farewell mocked in a number of songs and tales, yet you hear no scorn in her voice. You wonder how many acts of kindness like this one you're going to experience in the days to follow. Yeah, well, that's true. You somehow missed the fact that your mount is already saddled and warmed up. Double check the equipment, but you don't need to fix anything. The soldiers were diligent. Normally, preparing any belfry for a long journey takes a lot of time. You put on your gambeson and make sure that your axe is tightly attached around your belt. And you get in the saddle, palfrey knickers. Ready to leave. It's time for you to get to the crossroads north from here. Okay, well, let's travel then. I do want to travel north. Yep. For now. Oh, gosh. Okay. Even at a later hour, you wouldn't expect to be any troubles in the valley. The warm summer breeze lures your mount forward, but the serene chirping of birds is quickly replaced by this distracting screeches and gurgles coming further down the path. You soon find the pack of four-legged griffins. They're larger than foxes, and merge the features of birds and furried beasts. Each one is of a different size, coat and colours. Their temperaments are just as varied. Their fronts are covered in vivid feathers, while their rears have a darker fur. Their wings are massive, making them impressive jumpers, but they're too heavy to fly. About 2 dozen beasts are yelling, brawling and chasing each other around, blocking your path. You can't enter the forest blindly. If these other creatures were to chase after you, the thicket would be disastrous for your horse. There are reasons why travelers stay close to the main roads as possible, and why adventurers move in groups. Usually the safest approach would be to stay where you are and just wait for the pack to get hungry. It may, however, take up to a couple hours. You're thinking about your conversation with Julia. You've got a lot to do, and time may be of the essence. I can force the issue. That sounds lovely. What do you reckon? Crossbow? I just, yeah. Okay, let's do it. Crossbow is an easy weapon to use, and you've got plenty of time to aim. The creature falls on its side and screams, alerting your companions. Confused, they look around. After a while, they run away. One of them limping with your quarrel in its thigh. Okay, well, we just maimed one of the griffins then, for now. The road splits. According to what the soldier told you, you may find a safe inn by turning left. The forest to the right is lush, and the trail overgrown. Kids had this song. How'd it go? The harshest pathway leads to the dragon's lair. Those who search for treasure. Do you truly dare? Okay. The signpost in front of you doesn't make your situation much clearer. It was put by someone who can't write, for folks who can't read. Covered in old red paint, it points east. Blood there, as people say, danger to be found. There is no soul to seek for guidance. Oh, I get to name my horsey. My horsey will be called Dave the Second. Dave the Second is peaceful as you stroke his mane. Its mane, sorry. I added he. It is a he, I guess. Anyway, maybe he can't help you choose a path, but you spent many years together. Dave and Dave the Second. Happy to go on. Takes a couple of steps forward. You spot a few berry shrubs and wild cabbages, but they still need at least 2 more weeks. Okay, we can come back there in 2 weeks then. So we want to go to the left, I guess. Probably need to go to the inn, I would have thought. Dave the Second trots with ease, unbothered by a few branches covering the beaten road. The bird songs and distant howls draw your attention to the forest, which gets sparser and brighter. You spot boars, roe deer, and saurians. Saurians? I don't know. Yeah, okay. The sight of a nearby wolf pack worries you, but once you push your hips forward and your palfrey enters a canter, the beasts don't even begin a pursuit. The speed alone will protect you from many dangers. You notice a stone tower taller than the trees. Okay. Hopefully it is the inn, because I'm starving. I don't know how much money I have either. Inn like this one fit the region travelled by merchants, but you wouldn't expect a place of this size in a forsaken peninsula. The stone and lumber must have been transported from far away, and the workers, guided by expensive mercenaries, surely lived for many seasons in a primitive hamlet, subsisting on salted supplies. There are seemingly no cracks in the wall, and the building was whitewashed only a few years back. The road is wide and beaten. Dozens of souls could hide, if not in the buildings, then at least in the yard. The expenses and labour put into this fortress were worth many trading ships. Okay, so it's pretty decent then. 3 armed people on the ramparts that you only see what's above their waistline. They're leaning on the parapet right next to the gate. and you think you notice a glimpse of a smile. They wear gambesons, each one of them dyed differently: yellow, green, and linen grey. Approach the gate. A woman in yellow armour leans forward. She has a long, curly, disorderly red hair pointing in every possible direction. This combination of colours doesn't work at all. In the woods, one would have to shout to draw this much attention. There's still a fair distance between the two of you, but she speaks loudly. I hadn't seen a horse for years now. I just said that it's weird to see such a large jackass. Her voice is young and strong with an accent that reminds you of villages spread around Hovlarven. But no jackass would wear a saddle, I'd say. She exchanges a few words with male guards wearing green. The male guard wearing green, sorry. Giving you time to move closer. Well, this one here says there really are donkey saddles. Say, traveller, how hard is it to ride on a horse? Let's be friendly. Oh no, I want to do. Oh gosh. Seriously, just a moment. She disappears behind the wall, and soon after that, the gate is opened. While you dismount next to the wood splitting spot, a couple of people surround you, pointing at your mount and commenting on its appearance, though they step away whenever Dave II makes a rapid movement. The guard in yellow armour is the only one who steps forward. She raises her hand as if to pet your palfrey, but she doesn't touch it. It looks smaller from above, she whispers loudly. How do I even get up there? It's not easy when you lack confidence. Better use a stall or I can help you. She touches the animal, which pays no attention to her presence. Now I'm really scared. She contradicts her words with a gentle smile and shining eyes. Maybe I should wear something lighter. You nod and engage in a bit of chit-chat with the entire group, discussing what it takes to take care of a horse. Finally, the red-haired woman leads you under the roof where your palfrey can rest, tethered with a cord to a wooden post near some old hay. Once you're ready, go inside and speak with our boss. Maybe you're hungry. Yes. The other guard returns to various chores. They peek at your mount every now and again as they're splitting firewood, cleaning their clothes, weeding the garden patches and moving chairs. Two of them are making a rope. I already have a rope, but that's good to know. You head towards the inn, hearing the piercing scream of a boar from the other side of the yard. Okay. It's not huge then, but it's got a couple of rooms by the looks of it. The locked windows make the air stuffy, and the weak fire in the stove hardly lights up the hall. A muscular man is sweeping the floor near the stairs, but after he glances at you, he leans the broom against the wall, and heads behind the counter. You're lucky to show up. His voice is soft and deep. With a city-like accent, he observes you with keen attention, yet avoids your eyes. I have a keg of decent ale, wormwood, bog myrtle, juniper berries, cat's foot. I thought that was cat's food there for a second. He fills the mug carefully and puts it on the countertop. It's going to spoil soon, today maybe, and we don't drink here before the evening, I guess. Hate to see the good stuff going to waste. His skin is dark, almost purple, rare even among the southern tribes. His hair is naturally bluish. His clothes are quite fancy for manual labour, sorry. The elegant tunic wouldn't stand out in the city square. Okay. The planks are out a creak. With every step you make, you slow down a bit. You could swear the innkeeper made little to no noise. Here you go. He pushes the mug forward. But just so you know, my pelt north doesn't belong to Hovlarven. You can sleep on the floor if you wish so. If you want a bed or a meal, you have to pay. I may have some leftovers from dinner, but I need to check. Thanks for the drink. I'm not here to pay compliments to piss in a mug. I'm a Roadwarden. I'm looking for answers. Shall we do... I guess we'll be friendly. He meets your eyes with a puzzled look, then grabs a wet cloth and starts to wipe down the shelves. From time to time, your conversation is interrupted by splashes of dirty water in a wooden bucket. Or nothing is truly free. I have work for a soul of the road, but I don't need a new mouth to babble. He speaks slowly, audibly. I value my time. You should value yours. Okay, fair enough. They didn't actually give me anything though. I guess I still need food, don't I? The dark room and wooden walls of the mug make the liquid look brown as chestnut. The Leon spring hits your nose, and the first sip is even too complex, too flowery. Now the brewer has used fancy ingredients. The exotic licorice ruins the aftertaste. Gosh. Now you know why there's so much left. Maybe it takes an acquired taste. Innkeeper nods. I was hoping to see someone willing to patrol the roads. Maybe you'll help me with a worrying thought I have, which is there are brigands in the woods. Our place is a stronghold, so I'm not afraid of an open strike, but they've got more active in the last 2 years. One day they may steal furs. I have no doubt they're the reason why many merchants come here only once. Having bandits around gets expensive. I want you to reach Howler's Dell, northwest from here. Okay, so that's on the road then. This largest settlement around, I'm sure you'll get there sooner or later. Ask Theasis, the mayor, about Galucia. Oh gosh, these are great names. That bloodthirsty wolf of a woman. I've heard rumours about a raid on the north. If Galucia's ready to break the truce with the locals, I'm willing to join forces with them to get rid of her band. He looks at a nearby dragonbone. Not too difficult, right? Just do it when you have a chance. A couple of days won't make much of a difference. I'll pay you 2 coins when you get back with the news. 3. Okay, fair enough. I tried. Yes, I feed them to my boar and give them away for nothing. He tells you to wait, then leaves a few more. Win a bucket, anywhere with a hook. Go through the gate and turn left, you'll see a bunch of bushes. We need some berries, bring me a bucket full. You'll be done in half an hour or so, your horse could use a nap anyway. Okay. The berries are not a problem. Unlike the snakes, better scare them away with a stick or move them with a hook. Okay, fine. Let's forage for berries. You put on the gloves up through the bushes. First serpent on a rock, and then in the thicket. The creatures are not that large, and even if some of them hiss at you or slither closer, jabs of the hook keep them at distance. You don't know much about these berries. They're round and reddish. You wouldn't trust such a colour even if they're looking for food in the wilderness. The plants don't have thorns, but the leaves are harsh, so you make sure to thoroughly cover your skin with your clothes. You look through many bushes to fill the bucket, but the presence of insects and snakes doesn't allow you to relax. Okay. Great. Oh, I get 2 food. That's not too bad then. Cabbage stew with a few goose chunks in it for you. I'd serve it even to merchants if there are any around. The meal is warm and filling. It's well seasoned and not overcooked. And like I said, I rarely have food to spare, but feel free to ask you if I stop by. You may be lucky. And I've been cooking my whole life. And how did that old hook of mine work for you? I see you still have your hands. I've lost it. Yep. So I don't know how much money I have, though. That might be quite interesting. But okay, I've got 5. Yeah, go on then. Astron, are you now? He goes to the table and invites you to sit down with him. I don't think there'll be much help. Gosh, my goodness. He rests his elbow on the table top and grunts quietly to clear his throat. But I do want you to find him. Okay. Astron and I made a risky deal. Well, a very promising one. Last time he was here, he took 50 coins. My goodness. My half of the investment. He knocks on the table with a fist anxiously. If you get my coin, or at least find out what happened to the guy, I'll make sure you won't be disappointed if you bring me the news. Could it be he took the coins and ran away? I just think Astron ain't the kind of soul that would do such a thing. For him, it wasn't much of a fortune. I'd risk saying he had earned my trust, and only mine, you know. It's easy for a Roadwarden to make connections. He always had places to go, things to take care of. He rubs the table with his thumb as if he's trying to clean an invisible stain. I've asked travellers, I've sent a couple of my pals to find him, no real news. I knew he stayed somewhere in the White Marshes for a day. I was meant to do something for the people there. It's a village in the northwest. Oh, that's where we're going anyway, isn't it? So that's pretty good. Got a couple of stuff going on there. So let me know if you find anything. We may yet return this whole investment thing. Okay, yeah, that's fine. We can do that. I guess I need to know more about the peninsula, don't I? What will I find? I don't know if there's anything. I'm going to skip all that. There's hills nearby, and then you'll find a village maybe an hour from here. It was destroyed by beasts almost a decade ago. Nothing to see there. The goblins live there now, so most people just travel around it, and they say it's haunted, but who knows, who cares. He crosses his arms and starts to sway back and forth, gathering his thoughts. You'll get to a large tree on the edge of the swamp. For locals, it's sacred. You're not used to hearing someone mention pagans as if there's nothing unusual about them. There's a small path south which leads to an old mine in the mountains. Nothing to find there, but keep riding north and you'll find Howler's Dell and a clean brook. Farmers live there, and mouflons and druids. They'll let you stay there for a night, but they're not cheap. If anyone thinks my prices are bad, it means they ain't been to the Ape Ale Inn yet. Okay. You know a bit about the next settlement, Old Pagos. The soil there ain't too fertile, so they work in their quarry and help other settlements build things in exchange for crops. The forests and hills ain't too harsh, but the Seekers have a small monastery nearby in the mountains. I don't care much about them, they keep themselves and they don't pay well. The third village is unknown to me, White Marshes, set at the bogs. I've heard it smells like a griffin's lair. I've heard a lot of nasty rumours about the place, but I won't share them. I don't want to be a lie spreader. So there are 3 villages really, Howlers, the one near the monastery, whatever it's called, and the marshes. Don't let their beds and palisades fool you though. Weird people live there. Don't tell them anything more than you need to. You wonder if there's something he would tell other travellers as well. The eastern road is as rough as I've heard. Pretty much don't leave the main road, I'd say. Not far from here you'll find an old dolmen. A few of my people had to spend a night there. The monkeys stole food and gourds from their bag. It was their fault. One of them had fallen asleep in the middle of his watch, but you know, the eastern forests are wild, the roads are rough, almost no souls live there. One day all these roads will be swallowed by the trees again. The furthest my team has ever gone was to the home of the Enchantress, just down the track until you reach the crossroads. Right near an abandoned watchtower. From there, turn east. You'll recognise the place. It's a nice home in a lonely meadow surrounded by a wall. Looks at the closed window, then back at you again. Kind of like our walls, but simpler, without the coating. She lives as a hermit. Edosia. I don't know how she survives there, but if you don't have decent coin, you won't find much there. So back to the crossroad. If you turn left instead, you'd see a road. People stay away from it. It connects the tower and the monastery. A shortcut between the 2 sides of the peninsula. I was warned by the locals not to use it. It already belongs to the beasts. You've been to the northern coasts. I only know about another inn. It's far from here, maybe a day on foot, a bit less from the eastern side. I've never been there. It looks at the floor. Okay. But I've heard it's a safe place, close to villages of fishers and fishermen. Oh, yeah. Fishers and hunters, though. Don't know much about them. Okay, well that's not too bad, actually. Do we need to know a bit more about that band? Probably not in a minute. Food for your travels to start with: apples, nuts, sausages. Not too many at once. We need to maintain our supplies. I've got an elk fur I don't need. This buyer was caught by a pack of red wolves. Nice for a sleeping spot, just as nice for a wall. An almost untouched bowl of soap. Priceless for a traveller. You can't tell he's being sarcastic. Made of fine oak ash, strong, though you should have some better supplies before you start your own bathhouse. After you mention you'd like something more useful on these roads, he looks down and says, I don't have any blades or armour to spare, but if you pay well, you can take one of our crossbows and a bunch of quarrels, a yew-bow, wool cords, and the trigger needs a little bit of oil. Just as good as you can get without soaking. I already have a crossbow though. Gosh. I'll tell you what, how much? I've got 2 food rations anyway. Okay, well I guess we'll buy another one, and we'll buy soap as well. Do I need corals? I don't want to spend all my money though. That's the problem. Okay. So go to the well. Let's have a wash, shall we? You need 3 pieces of bathing equipment to get more out of this place. Okay, fine. What did I get? Okay, well, you know what? Fair enough. And I think for today, that probably is as far as I'm going to go, because I've been doing this for quite a while. It's been an hour already. That's crazy. Yeah, it's a bit difficult to say exactly what I think of the Roadman. Is that what it's called? Roadwarden. Roadman. The Roadwarden at this point. I really like it though. Not, I do have no issue with text-based games. I think they're quite good. A lot of information though, to try and remember. Hopefully, because I haven't looked at the journal system and everything, but hopefully the journal system and the archive and stuff is all really useful much later on. Especially when I start like, oh, which way was it to the Enchantress's the hovel or whatever, that sort of stuff would be good if it sort of gave you that a little bit, I guess, to give you a bit more of a hint. But I'm actually quite enjoying it. I don't know if it's quite heavy on the old vocal cords, I guess, for doing it for YouTube and whatnot, but because I feel like I need to speak it out really, otherwise I'll just be sitting here watching reading text, which is not the best. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. You can pick it up on Steam. If I remember, I will put a link in the description if you want to go and check out the Steam page. But yeah, I've been really impressed with it so far, actually. If I do get to play more of it, then it will certainly be worth the money. But I like supporting games like this, to be fair, because clearly a lot of thought and love and whatnot has gone into that. And well, there's maybe not a lot of like full-blown art in it per se. There is obviously some work that's gone into the story. It's quite typically the sort of medieval fantasy stuff. So yeah, no, I'm pretty optimistic about what I've played so far. It seems interesting enough. Probably many ways to be killed, I'd imagine, but hopefully I'll have a bit more luck. So yeah. Anyway, I appreciate you watching. If you made it this far, then gosh, you are more crazy than I am. But I'll see you all very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.